Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today I've just got a couple of items of cruise news that I wanted to share with you because I think that they apply to us and are extra important. So first of all, just a couple of days ago on September 19th, the Carnival Glory sailed out of New Orleans. And I think that this is just the best news because, as you might recall, before the hurricane, cruising was supposed to start. But then when the hurricane came and caused all of that damage, then they weren't able to have the cruise ships come for a while. And so the fact that we've got a cruise ship sailing out of there, I think is just really wonderful news. Now, those people that work there in New Orleans can get back to work, that work with anything to do with the travel and tourism and the cruising industry there. So that I'm sure is really good news for them as well. And then also in November, the Carnival Valor is going to start cruising out of New Orleans. They're going to be doing cruises down to Mexico. And then also in November, the Norwegian Breakaway is going to sail out of New Orleans, and that's going to be their home port clear until April of 2022 when they head over to Miami. And so I think that's just really exciting that good things are happening for New Orleans after all of the hard time that they have had. So, and I think that with cruising getting going all over the country, it's really good news. I know that during the pandemic, a lot of us worried about all of the workers, that both the crew members on the ships and all of the people that worked in all of the ports that were out of a job. And so I think it's awesome that things are getting rolling again. I think it's great. Another thing that I wanted to tell you about is, have any of you been watching the NCL Embark little documentary series that Norwegian did? It's a little series, and it's just, they're going to release the 5th episode. And it is only 5 episodes long. That's the very last one. And it's all about the cruising restart from Norwegian. It starts like clear at the beginning and it goes clear through the crew getting ready for everyone to come back on the ship, and then passengers and seeing how they react to being back on board. And we've really been enjoying it. And so I think that you might enjoy it if you like to watch cruise things. And so if you want to look that up, you just go to YouTube and put in NCL Embark, and then it will bring it right up, and it like lists them by episode. And so you can just click on number 1 if you'd like to start at the beginning and watch that. I think you might enjoy it. It's really kind of fun to watch. Another news item that I think particularly applies to us is, I think that probably you have seen in the news that in early November, the United States is going to start allowing non-essential travelers to come on flights from like 33 different countries, from places in Europe clear to including China and Iran, places in the United Kingdom. Just lots of different countries are going to be allowed to come, and the people have to be vaccinated who fly here, but it's going to open it up so people can come and see their families easier, and also it's going to open things up for tourism. And so I'm sure that some people will be coming to go on cruise lines and enjoy going on a cruise. And so what I've been thinking about a lot with this is how important mobile testing is going to be here in the United States, because so far none of the ships offer the test right at the port. Everyone has to get their own COVID test within 2 days of embarkation. And even though, the cruise lines have contracted with Optum so that we can order the tests, people who come from outside of the United States can't do that. And so they're going to need to be aware of what all of the mobile testing options are so that they can get their test. So yesterday I uploaded that video about the Sound Diagnostics, the guy who does the mobile testing in Seattle, and he has a really good business of doing that, and I really enjoy talking to him. And he does just exactly what people who are going on cruises or flying in and out of the United States and need a COVID test, he does just what they need. And so I'm going to try to find some people in the other ports that do that as well, so we can have that information and try to share it with people who need it. And so kind of watch my channel for that. I'm already working on it, and I'll let you know as soon as I've got enough of that put together to be worthwhile to give you all at once. But I think it's going to, I think it's an excellent kind of plan B for us to all have in our pocket to know where we can get tested just last minute in case we have to sign up for that. If anything falls through with a test that we've ordered and it doesn't come in the mail, or just anything unexpected can happen. And so I think that'll be really good. But anyway, so that's what I thought of when I heard about people being able to fly back into the United States again and kind of opening that up a little bit more. So I thought of that. And then the last thing that I want to tell you about, and I bet you've heard about it already, but the Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski is introducing a bill to make it so that Alaska is permanently excused from the Passenger Services Act that requires it. What it does is it makes it so that any ship that has a foreign flag on it, if it is sailing between two U.S. ports, it has to go to a foreign port in between. And so it's really, the way that we see it really the most in cruising is when the cruise ship wants to go up to Alaska from like Seattle or San Francisco. Sometimes they go out of there. It just makes it so that they stop in Canada. Well, I think we all saw what happened this year when Canada closed their borders and wouldn't let anybody come to their ports either. It made it so that there was a late start to the cruise season for Alaska because they had to get an exemption from that. And so they got the exemption just for this year, but they're trying to make that permanent. Now, I think that's going to be really interesting to watch because honestly, I think if it goes through and Alaska gets a permanent exemption from it, that there are going to be some other states that are going to request that as well. And so I think it's going to be really interesting to see what the discussion is about that and see if they want to open that up to other states requesting that, and just to kind of how that affects the economy in a whole lot of places. I really do understand Alaska's side on this from the standpoint that when you think about it, Canada really shouldn't have the power to determine anything to do with the economy in Alaska. I'm very much a don't tread on me kind of person. But at the same time, I think it's good to have some cruising out of Canada because they have such beautiful ports. One time we did the Anchorage to Vancouver cruise, and that was just so beautiful. And the way that they take you in to Vancouver there is just breathtakingly beautiful. And I will just never forget that evening sailing through there, and there were all of these little, the naturalist told us the name of the kind of dolphins that they were, I don't remember right off, but they just stayed right by the side of the ship and right in front of it. And we were on the Star Princess, so it had the open bow. And so there were a bunch of us up there just watching. So we had all of those, and you go through this really narrow, very shallow water where the captain has to navigate very carefully so he doesn't hit any of the big rocks. And it was just really, really fun. It was a really cool adventure to go through there. And so I can see why it's really important to have Canadian ports included on cruise itineraries. But so I see both sides, and I think it'll be just really interesting to see how that shapes up. And so I'll just kind of keep you in the loop whenever I hear anything else about that. So my question that I thought would be really fun for us to talk about in the comments are, have any of you ever cruised out of New Orleans? And if you have, kind of share with us all what it's like and what you liked about it, what you maybe didn't like about it, and if you've got any cruises booked out of there. That would be really fun to hear about as well. So thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate you spending some of your time with me and watching our videos. Thank you. If you enjoy the videos that we do, will you please subscribe to our channel? It'll really help it out. And then also, if you have enjoyed this video or anything has been helpful or informational for you, will you please give it a thumbs up? That just helps everyone on YouTube know that we're here. So thank you. I will be talking to you again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.